Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, MJ Stitches 23. This is my Flosstube channel, all about cross stitch. My name is Megan, and I'm very happy you have joined me today. It's been a while since, probably about a month since my last actual Flosstube, where I showed you guys all my projects. The last Flosstube that I filmed was a joint Flosstube with Krista West of Avlia Folk Embroidery and Carolyn Zook from Zook Stitch. It's really, we got together and had this idea to do for our birthdays, since we all have birthdays really close together in March. And it's actually a pretty cool conversation to listen to while stitching if you guys want to check it out. But we show some of our projects on there as well. And it's cool to get viewpoints from, you know, Krista. She's obviously a designer and a co-owner. Carolyn Zook has been a huge influential Flosstuber for many years and co-runs a Facebook group website for cross stitching for games called Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch, and I am a new perspective. So you get all of those three together in that Flosstube. It's really pretty interesting to check out. So speaking of Krista West, I have been promising this giveaway on my channel for months. So if you have stuck around with me this far, this is what I have. This is my giveaways from Avlia Folk Embroidery from Krista West. So one of them was these really cool bookmarks that she designed, and then this really cute little needle minder that she's provided, and then this fabulous book. And I have chosen a winner. So the winner is Pamela Matthews 2896. I'm pretty sure you still watch my channel, so I was really excited when your name popped up. So go ahead and email me with your address and I will get that all shipped out to you. And thank you for waiting so long to have this announced. So that is just a really awesome thing that Krista West has done. And she's also now come up with a bunch new, shouldn't say come up with, she's been pushing out lately a lot more of her new designs and ideas, because she's got some help in her studio, so to speak, some outside help. So now she's able to kind of do some more focusing on some of those ticket items. So I will be, there's some, oh my gosh, I've looked on her website and there's some really cool things that I'm highly interested in. So, okay, let's move on to stats for March, because I haven't even talked about March. I've used this time, you guys, to, you know, a lot of you know about my situation with my pregnancy, my birth, and then my son passing. So this month I've definitely done a lot of stitching, a lot. So I've got a lot to talk about and a lot to show you, but it's been really good to heal and to take some time. And I'm still healing, but it's gone a lot. It's I don't know if it ever gets easier. I just feel a little bit more at peace and present in life right now, which I'm trying to look at the positive. So positive stats for March. I worked on 9 whips. I have 21 active whips, in case anyone was wondering. Okay, let's go back. I worked on 9 whips since you saw my last Flosstube. 11 total in March. So I'm only gonna show you 9 today, and I have 1 finish. So excited about my finish to show you. And I have 1 new start, I think, since you guys have seen it last. So March, I worked on, yes, a total of 11 projects for 6,852 stitches. So almost 7,000 stitches for March. So we're gonna bump right up to my finish because I'm so excited to share this with you. And like I said, I promised you guys that I was gonna finish this in March, and I did. I know it's been a long time and you finally get to see it now. So there's my finish. I am so excited. So this is Indiana Dunes. I finished with 874 stitches. And I used this recharting program that I downloaded onto my computer called WinStitch. And if anyone watches Becca is Stitching, she does an actual tutorial on how to use the program. It is so helpful. So I recharted this, this part right here because it's supposed to say Indiana Dunes, and I want it to say Michigan City because this is where I grew up in the summers. We owned a little cottage, well, my grandma owned, and then we my parents owned a cottage in Michigan City, right by the beach, the dunes. So this is my happy place. This is I've traveled a lot in this world, and this is probably my favorite place in the world. So this is really excited to get done. So I'm gonna kind of do a quick little close-up so you guys can really see. And it reminds me of like the little sunset at the beach. I just love this so much, and I can't wait to get it fully finished, and I'm going to hang it in my house. So once I get this fully finished, I will bring this back out to show you guys. I'm just so happy. Okay, so things about this piece. It was designed by Unique Stitch Crafts on Etsy, and it's stitched on an Aida, and I think I got this in a D-stash group. I think it's 14 count Aida. It's this tan color. And when I do frame it, I'll probably leave a little bit of the tan showing because it's very beachy. So, yay, post my picture. This is I'm just so happy with this, and I was really excited to get it done. And I made my goal to get it done in March. Okay. All right, so next we're going to we're going to talk about Rivendell Sunrise. This is my big Lord of the Rings piece. I don't have too much to show you, so I'll make this one kind of quick. I only did 355 stitches since you guys saw it last. I worked on this during March for Whip Warriors because I had a full coverage month, so I worked on a few of my full coverage pieces. So this one, here is where we are at. And I worked a lot on confetti stitching. So really I started this little block, it's 100 stitches block. So I filled this in completely. So I'm very excited about that. And then as I was filling it in, you know, I would carry some of the stitches kind of over. So I'm almost finished with this block, and I think this one here. So this here is the end, I think, of the page. This is like the page break right here. And then I think right here is another page break. So I think right now I'm kind of gonna work down here to get this full page in. And then when I get tired of confetti stitching, I will probably continue on stitching all these colors down here. So very excited on here. Actually, let's see if you can see, there you go, some of the progress that I've made. And actually there, now you can kind of start to see all the different colors in here. It's actually showing up with this morning light. A lot of these are blended threads, so pretty excited where that one is headed. And like I said, you guys, this one's gonna be with me for a long time. So if you don't like this one, I'm sorry, because it's gonna keep coming out. The other really cool thing about that piece is Heather from the Mirror Image Stitcher, I believe is her channel name. I'll post it down below. She is also working on this piece at the same time, and she's started on the other side. So when she found out that I was working on it, she's like, oh, I want to start my piece. So it's kind of cool because we're going to see our pieces kind of collide. She messaged me once she found out about my son and said that she would commit to stitching on her piece for once a week for 24 weeks to honor his 24 weeks in my tummy, to honor my pregnancy and to honor how long he was in my tummy before we got to meet him when he was born. So that meant so much to me, and it's been really cool to see her progress. She's been sending me some photos of it and how much she's done each week to honor him, and that's just been so cool. She works on it, I think, every Sunday. So that's been just kind of a cool way to support me and to support Kaladin. I've just thought that was such a cool idea. And of course I had to run over and tell my husband, I'm like, oh my gosh, look what Heather's doing for me. So Heather, if you're watching this, thank you so much. And I'll probably be messaging you shortly for an update. Let's see. So next one we're going to talk about is, that one I'm stitching on Aida, 16 count Aida. Next one I'll talk about is Sea, Sand, and Stitching. This one is a piece I started for my birthday. This is what it looks like. And I picked this up on the road trip that my husband and I went on after Kaladin passed to find some peace. And I just was like, this one is perfect. So this one I stitched on 466 stitches since you've seen it. And I worked on this for Whip Warriors. They had a little challenge called Small Quoll and Quail, and it was basically working on your smalls. So here is where we are. So I've gotten in the stitching, the crab, the sun. I just noticed when I was stitching too that there's a little heart in the sun. I love that. So this one is well on its way, and I am very excited to see this one finished. And then eventually, I mean, that's on this huge piece of fabric, so I will eventually cut that out. And I love this little pillow. I don't know, you guys. I would love to make it into a pillow. I haven't made anything into pillows yet. I think finishing is going to be a whole new process for me since I haven't finished. I don't have a lot of pieces to finish, and I haven't finished a lot of them. So yeah, you'll get to see me experimenting with finishes here shortly, hopefully. Well, definitely for the Michigan City piece. So sorry, I just keep looking at it. I'm pulling it back out because it's just so cool. I'm so happy with it. Okay, moving on to my new start. Called Asteria, and this is the Krista West design that I started for a birthday start that Carolyn was supposed to start with me, and she bailed. We just can't be friends anymore. Carolyn's working on 50 whips for her 50th birthday, so this one I totally understand. She'll start it next year. So this is sorry, I'm talking about it, and here's the piece. This is a table runner, which I'm actually very excited to make, and I want to do it exactly the same because I'm hosting my high tea party in May for everyone to come see my irises and all my little tea. I've talked about this a lot in my previous Flosstube, so this is definitely going on the table for the tea party when I finish it. So here is where we got. Not super far. I got the middle portion done. And I didn't get much stitching done. I tried to start it on the Zoom that we filmed together, but we were just talking about so many interesting things that I didn't get that far. So more work on this one, obviously, in the future. So that was 261 stitches for that one. Okay, Nature's Journey. This one I stitched 423 stitches on since you've seen it last. I worked on this for Stitch and Seek for Whip Warriors, one of their Modmin's birthday challenges. I've also worked on it for the Whip Warriors Strident sale, and then Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch. So this one fit a lot of the prompts in the games that I was playing. And here is where we are. So this one, oh gosh, you guys, I've been skipping out on explaining a lot of what these things are. Okay, so Nature's Journey, this one is by Sprouting Lupine, Katarina Holland. It's in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, spring 2025. So, actually no. Why does it say spring on here? Oh, because that's what I start. No, this is from the summer issue, because spring this is a whole sal for the year. So there's a spring piece, summer piece, fall, and winter, and I'm going to stitch them all together. So I'm stitching this on hand dyed fabric that I dyed in my garden last year. It's 16 count Aida, and this, I'll kind of zoom in, is what I've been working on. Is down here, some of these green colors. Finished these flowers in the stem, and have been working to kind of start pulling some of this down. Oh, and I think I did the mushroom. I don't think you guys have seen the little mushroom yet either. The mushroom. And this one will definitely be getting, well, they're all going to be getting some more work on, but this one I think will be pulled out for still yet for April. And then I have the spring piece that you guys have seen. And I think actually I have it right here. Yes. Okay. So it goes with this one. You've seen this before. I'm going to pull it back out. Because it'll be sewed this side. They'll go together, and you guys, I'm really excited. I know I've talked about this a lot, but I am going to be designing an iris for there because my irises are starting to bloom. I'm very excited. And now that I have the wind stitch and that tutorial, I'm gonna start trying to figure out how to chart that. And I know I've been talking about that for a while, but now I feel like I have the means to do it. So this is getting closer to being completely done. But I still have that to work on it, but at least now I know, I know how to do it. I know what program that I'm using. And so I'm excited to kind of fiddle around with that. And especially because I already did work on it with the Michigan City piece. Okay, let's see. Getting my notes back out so I can keep explaining to you guys what I'm working on. Okay, so next is Coffee Break. This one is by Shannon Lazaleaf. On a 16 count Aida Frappuccino. It's called Frappuccino by Bestitch Me. So since you've seen this last, I worked on this for 244 stitches. It's a cute little piece, and so I was working, I know you guys are like seeing my eyes, on this coffee area and some of these greens. So this is where we are. And this is just super cute. I really love this. Did I forget to pull out the pattern to show you? Yes, I did. Hold on, here we go. So this is what it's gonna look like fully finished. And this one I did a lot of reorganizing and selecting the colors because I wanted it to look like this color. And I think this paper that was printed just wasn't exactly correct because the mug that, the DMC that's called for the mug is more purple, and I didn't want purple, I wanted pink. I told you guys I'm wearing a lot of pink. I'm going to play golf later today, with the ladies. I'm very excited. I always love when, sorry, I know I'm bouncing around a lot, you guys, on different topics, but I guess I just have a lot to share. This past month, I've been doing lots of golf, and we watched the Masters. I love the Masters golf tournament at Augusta National. And I was really excited for Rory to win his second Masters. It was just really, really cool for him. I would have loved for Justin Rose to kind of get his win, but didn't quite make it there. But I'm not unhappy that Rory won. I was so excited when he won last year, and I think this year has really just helped him kind of see that it wasn't just like a one-off. He's a fantastic golfer. So lots of golf, lots of the Masters. I did a lot of stitching during the Masters too. It was really cool. Anyway, okay, so that's Coffee Warms the Soul. If I keep talking like normal, this will be like 2.5 hours long. So we're not gonna make it 2.5 hours. I don't know if anyone would want to even hear me talk for 2.5 hours. Okay, so next on my list is, did that one, the Avia Project bag. That's right. Okay, this piece is interesting because it is a project bag, and it's technically, I'm doing technically right now some embroidery, but I'm counting it in my cross stitch because it holds cross stitch things. But I did learn the Byzantine fishbone stitch. I don't know any embroidery stitches, and I did this for a challenge in Magazine Monthly cross stitch called Fool's Gold, and even though I didn't finish it, I did participate. So we used a specialty thread and started doing these little flower petals, whatever they are, and so I'm really happy with how they're turning out. So this has just been kind of fun because this is like my experimental piece, like kind of like whatever I want to do, whenever, however. And yes, there are instructions that Krista has on her website for this, but I'm trying to also do my own take on. It's kind of like letting me be a bit more creative with my colors and selections, and none of it's gonna match, and I don't really care. So I'm really happy with kind of how that's turning out. It's just kind of been a fun little side project to do. Okay, so next I'm going to show you is Iris. This is by The Blue Flower. It's a it's actually a freebie pattern from 2025, and I am stitching this on 22 count Aida that I hand dyed in my garden last year. And I'm stitching this because I'm going to a retreat, Acorns and Threads cross stitch retreat in September this year, and this is one of the designers that's coming, so I want to have a piece on the brag table. I've never had a piece on the brag table before. So here's where we got to. And I stitched 434 stitches on this, so a lot of this area is what I've worked on, and I'm really happy with the variegated thread that I'm using by Weeks Dye Works. It's called Monkey Grass. So not the one, this is all called for Threadworks. So I kind of picked out my own colors, and the green, if you've watched, has kind of been a disaster. I think I tried to stitch this a lot, at least 4 times with like different varieties of colors, and finally ended up in this color, and I'm very excited how that's turning out. Especially now since my irises are coming up in my iris garden. Maybe if you stick around for the end of this video, I'll post some photos so you can kind of see. All the irises that have been growing in my garden are dwarfs. The dwarfs bloom first before the rest of the irises. But special thing this year in my front planter box of my front yard. Sorry, I'm looking back this way because this is where my garden is in the backyard. That's where all my my huge Irish garden is. But over here in the front yard, I have a planter box next to my front door, and because it's so well protected, those have already been blooming, which is insane because normally they don't bloom until mid-April, end of April, and these guys are like already in there. They started popping up March. I just think the weather's been really weird lately this season, so you'll get to see. I'll try to sneak some photos here at the end if you're interested in seeing my irises. Okay, next, project number 7 is Wizard Sampler. Okay, so what else have I been doing this month? Obviously, besides all the stitching, I joined Ozabar, which is a side group in Whip Warriors. It is so much fun, and my group, my little teammates that I have, my little group of teammates, they're fantastic. So you get a group of 5 people, and it's kind of like, sorry, sidetrack from Wizard Sampler. I'm telling you the story now because Wizard Sampler is what I've been working on for these games. So it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but you get a team and you start off in a town on this map that you don't know what else is on the map, and then you start moving around and like traveling together as adventurers, and you're looking to find monsters, and you have to stitch to defeat the monsters, and then you get gold, and then you can go back to a town to get more supplies to continue on your journey and explore kind of the game board and where you're going. And it's been super fun. We have found a couple frogs on our adventures that we've named. So we have, our first frog is named Donatello, Don for short, and he's very troublesome. He won't eat his potatoes. He claims to help us defeat monsters, but he ends up getting captured, and we have to rescue him, and then he wants part of the gold. Don, you were a problem. Like, you weren't a solution. You were not getting any gold. He poops on some of our stitching, so then we have to frog. Oh, he's such a troublemaker. But then when we traveled to another area, we found his brother, Leo. Leo is such a cute little nice frog. So we have him, and now we've just found a third frog, which is another brother called Mike, for Michelangelo. So we got Leonardo, and we have Donatello. So we have 3 frogs now traveling with us. So for this one, I have so much done, you guys. I stitched 1,889 stitches on this since you've seen it last. So this is all for the Ozabar game. And I've made a map. So like everywhere we go, we open up new areas. So I'm like the navigator. So I literally have a piece of paper with markers that I'm drawing the map of like what's all around us. It's really fun. And I think my group, we have people from different parts of the United States, Finland, and where's the last one? I'm kind of blanking on it right now, but yeah, it's just been, we've been having a blast. So here is what I've done. So happy. So I've gotten, this one is fully completed now, the snitch with the Quidditch rings, and then I did this entire block of the sorting hat, and this is all stitched too. These are all white stitches, which actually just kind of took a lot longer than you'd expect, but it was also fast stitching at the same time. Like this went by really quickly, but then when you look at it, I'm like, wow, I still have so much more to do. So I've got 2 blocks here to do, and then a few more down here. But that now is complete. completely finished. So I'm very, very happy with where this piece is going. I did get the 311, which is the bane of my existence. So I will be filling in probably this next, this outline here all needs to be 311. And then a lot of these dots are 311 as well. So that will kind of change the look a bit. So I want to do that and get that finished before I move on to another block. Shouldn't take me too long though, I don't think. But yeah, so I've spent a lot of time on this piece, and eventually that one will go up in our guest room because we have a Harry Potter guest room. Okay. Number 8, stitching connection. The piece that I worked on for this is now completed, so I'm getting this in the mail today. I think I promised my group I'd send it out yesterday, but I wanted you guys to see it on my Flosstube, so here it is. So my portion I stitched, this is called what is this called? Cut, press, sew? Hang on, where's my, is it actually cut, press, sew? Yes. So I finished my bobbins up here, and then the iron and the I don't know if you can see it on this video, but the little, this is a plug. It's kind of hard to see from this video here. I guess I'll, I wonder if the lighting works. Oh, there you go. Now you can kind of see it from there. There's a little plug in. So so this is getting shipped out now for the stitching connection, and then she will just finish her portion here, and then she'll have a finish. So I mean, it was just really, it's been really fun to participate in this cute little kind of like a round robin that Jason X Stitches came up with on his Flosstube, and it's been really fun to participate with my group. Okay, the last project to show you is Stitch an Inch Fall. Let me grab my note cards here. Hang on. I've got all these note cards. Oh yeah, so I put all my pieces on note cards. So white is from last year, and then blue are all my new starts from this year. It's kind of my little filing system. And oops, did I pick out the card? Yes, oh, it's right here in front of my face. So Stitch an Inch Fall. You don't care about the card. Why am I showing you that? Here, I'll show you what the pattern looks like instead. So this is the Stitch an Inch Fall. It's by Donna Bayless. Pattern I found on Etsy by the Bay Needle Art, and I'm stitching this on Ada 22 count. And you can individually stitch any of these pieces, or you can stitch them all together. I'm stitching them all together, and here's where I got from. I stitched 414 stitches on this one, and I've started using Sunset color by Weeks Dye Works. It's variegated thread, and I'm just absolutely loving the colors and this sunsetty look. So let's see, I stitched all of this up here, and then I'm starting in on this little building. And then I've got some more work that I finished down here. And this block now, is it complete? Hang on, let me check before oh no, not quite. I still have the tree to do. So this is gonna be a tree with some back stitching in there. And I realized when I was working on it that I didn't have the color in my pack that I pulled. I don't know what I was thinking when I did this, but it's somewhere. So I have to go hunt around. It's probably one of my other projects. So I will have to go hunt around and find that so I can stitch the tree. So really good progress on this one. I didn't think I was gonna pull this out again until fall, but I did. So kind of a surprise for you guys. You get to see some more work on this one. Okay, those are my that's everything that I've worked on for this past month. So I have some stitchy kindness. I've got some plans to share. And then my games and my stickers. Oh, my stickers. Okay, so let's start with stitchy kindness. Where is this? Matt from Starlight Creations was so generous. He knew that I've been struggling, obviously, with what happened with losing my son. So he made these really cool, like, matted project bags. First of all, I love this. I am a huge, Matt, I don't know if you know this, but I love turtles. And the beach, obviously. So this has been really cool. Open it up, you can put your projects in there, and he's got he sewed in a cute little zipper pouch so I can put in like scissors, and then these are for floss drops and things. So this was so cool. Matt, thank you so much. I don't want to say I needed this, but I needed this. Like I was just, like, I'm trying, but man, life's been rough, and I'm trying to keeping my positive attitude. But yeah, you guys, I had a huge thing happen to us that it's sad. It's sad, and it's a big thing. So thank you, Matt. This was really, really, really awesome. Made me smile when I opened it too. And I know he's taking a few of them to his retreat. So I'm excited to hear about that on his Flosstube. Okay, we're gonna talk about, where do I go next? Stickers, games, and then we'll do plans. Okay, so stickers. We're gonna start with Go stickers, since I always forget that one when I talk to you guys here on Flosstube. I don't know why. So here we are with my Go board. The numbers called this month are number 6, 14, and 13. 13 was a free space, and some people put things in here. Because I'm just got all these games and stuff, I'm probably just gonna put a sticker in there because it's a free space. So I have this one I worked on, Power Day 2-in-1. So this is like when I work on something, like my Power 2-in-1 is I work on one project, but I kind of work on it twice in a day for like 2 different sessions. So I did that with Wizard already, stitched 2 sessions of 200. So I got 400 stitches done on that. And then Rivendell, I did stitch one day, which I just showed you, and I'm still gonna have another day to stitch on till I get my sticker for here. So this sticker was a little gem, a gem because I earned for 2-in-1 power. It's my treasure that I earned. So that's my Go board with my stickers. My virtual threads page. Okay, so they've released how many threads we have, and looking at my stickers, of course I don't add up, but that's fine because this is just my own sticker page. So I've been trying to keep up exactly, but so they graded a bunch of things in March. So for March, I earned 2 stickers or 2 threads for my Lion versus Lamb. I've got 2 stickers for my Stitch and Seek for March because I only did half the prompts. The birthday pop-up, I earned 2 threads. Quoll versus Quail, that was a small 1 thread. I got a sticker for the finishes. Oh, I did learn that yes, you do get a thread for every finish that you have. So I did earn a thread for my finish in the sticker. So this is, I put a fish in there for lake perch. Obviously I put in some, oh, and then my last one, Trident Cell. So I got a pair for that one because that's like, that one I was working on my summer portion, and I thought, well, pears grow on trees, which bear fruit in the summer. So picked, and then March, obviously, of course, I had to have shamrocks, and the birthday was for balloons. So for April, I've not done as many categories for Whip Warriors. Sorry, these are all my virtual stickers just for Whip Warriors group that I'm in. But I am doing a Stitch and Seek. I'm going to try to get all 4 stickers for that one, and I participated in the Easter basket game. So when those get graded, I will get stickers for those. But by playing in Ozabar, you get so many more threads for things that you do in that game, and they are included. And I don't really know how to count stickers for that, so I think with this I'm only going to keep counting the stickers for the games that I participate in with Warriors and keep Ozabar separate. So my stickers might diminish a bit. No, actually they won't. Oh, I'll tell you why. Because in Whip Warriors, so I am in Focus 10 group right now, which means I stitch on 10 projects, and I don't add any new projects in there until I get a finish, and then I can swap out for something else. Well, because I'm doing this Ozabar and I want to work on so many different things, I've decided to change my group. So instead of doing Focus 10, I'm now doing 26. So this year is 2026, so now I get to work on 26 projects that I'm allowed to count those stitches for in these games. And since I have, didn't I say I have 21 projects a little bit ago in this video? Now I can work on all my projects and get some work done on them. So I think for me, this is a good move for this group. The Focus 10 was great to start, but now I know that Focus 10, it's basically to, you know, really get some work done and try to get, you know, those finishes for those whips. But for me, as a newer stitcher, and trying to participate in all of these games that I want to do and stitch all the, as Katie says, stitch all the things, I think this is a better move for me to do this 26. So I am swapping that down. And so I should then be able to participate because I can double dip and get some more stickers that way. So I forgot about that. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to tell you that in the beginning, but yes, so I'm very excited because now I have more ways for more stitches to count for Whip Warriors. Okay, so next we're gonna go to my sticker, my sticker that I got for, that's February, so let me just find March's really quick. March, okay. I got stickers for everything I did for Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge. So I got a, this was for my birthday month, so I completed all of these. So I got a Disney sticker for that one. And then I got this really nice flower sticker for everything that I did for the acrostic and theme. And then down at the bottom, I did, so the bottom one I did Spring into Action, which is you work on your whip closest to a finish, you put in 500 stitches. I got a tiny little sticker here because I did complete this, and you already saw. Guess I'll show it again. You already saw my finish for Michigan City, but I didn't do it in the time frame that I was expecting because I didn't. So, but I did do it. I just did it a little bit later. So I still gave myself a tiny sticker for that because I did reach my goal, just not on time. Does that count? I was like, yeah, okay, that's enough for a small sticker. And you know, it's my notebook, so I can do what I want. So for the Stitch and Seek, I did half of them. So I gave myself a turtle because it's just been, things have been kind of turtly lately, like very turtly, I guess, in the things have been moving fast, but just turtle with, like, I guess everything that I wanted to get accomplished. Just can't, how do I explain the turtle? I think it's more like, instead of trying to do 4 things at once and feel like wow, I did 4 things in an hour. You know, like when you are watching a TV show and then you're stitching, but you're also doing laundry. You're like completing all these things at once. And I think I'm a bit more lately have been like, okay, let's do, I think it's called slow living, you know, do one thing and just really get into that thing. And it's a bit more relaxing. So that's kind of been, anyway, things you probably are like, Megan, we don't understand what you're talking about. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so those are my stickers that I earned. I've talked to you a bit about the games. So plans, I forgot where I am here in my notebook. Oh, plans, okay. So for magazine, let's start with the magazine monthly cross stitch challenge. This is my acrostic. We've got theme is whimsical for April and the acrostic is painting. So I've gotten a few check marks already. My magazine piece, again, is Nature's Journey that I'm working on. This is how many days I've stitched. And then, of course, well, this is obviously the biggest golf month. Once the Masters starts, that's when I get super into golf. So I am well on my way to earning a sticker for these goals. The other April thing that I've been working on this month is the Stitch and Seek. So I have completed, out of the 10 prompts, 8. Oops, I forgot to put in the daisy one. 7. This one has 89 stitches. This one I know I just did almost 200 last night, so not quite. Oh, and I'll show you that in my next video. It's already kitted up over there and I've been working on it. So that'll be my next video that I show you. Actually that's one that I don't think I've worked on since my first or second Flosstube. So yeah, for those of you guys who just joined me in the last couple of episodes, you won't have seen that yet. So that'll be like a new start for you guys. And if you have seen it, I have some more thoughts about that. So you'll get to see that one. It's called Home Sweet Home. For those of you who've been watching me for a while, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I will be finishing up those here towards the end of April. Another thing coming up at the end of April is Earth Day. I have been thinking about this idea for a year, and I've decided that I'm going to do this. So I have, you guys are gonna laugh, I have saved over this past year all of these thread ends. I've got a lot in here. They're like threads that when you're done with the thread, you have like this much left. So not quite enough to like re-wrap around the bobbin. Not the bobbin. Yeah, I think like a floss drop, but it's also like kind of too long to throw away. And so I, for Earth Day, instead of just throwing those away, I want to reuse them and start a project where I'm just using thread ends. And I'm gonna call it Waste Not. That's my my Earth Day title for my project that I'm going to do. So I'm still kind of working out the details for that, but that is next Wednesday. So by then I will, probably my next Flosstube, I will show you what I decided to start, what project exactly I decided to start on for that day. So that's coming up for April. For May, in Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge, what is the, hang on, what was I gonna say? I kind of forgot. Oh yeah, that's when Spring Go is happening. So I participated in Spring Go last year. That's kind of when I first started cross stitching. And it's like a bingo game. So pretty excited about that. I will post that up once I get that all worked out. So I will be participating in Spring Go. Whip Warriors, obviously, Ozabar. And there's another game in Whip Warriors where they have May Mania. So I'm still working on figuring out what my mania is going to be. I want it to be, I want to focus on mental health. So I want it to be mental health mania. I'm just trying to figure out what it is that I want to do. I'm thinking of doing mental health mania. So maybe like a new start each week. And then something to do with the projects that I really want to work on, just, you know, for my mental health, and to really show everyone that mental health is very important, especially for me in my life right now. So that's kind of what's coming up here in the future. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you next week. I know I keep saying I'm going to do these weekly, and they end up turning out to be like 2 weeks or a month. But yep, that's the plan. I'm not going anywhere. I will be here. I just can't promise on what day or whatever, because, you know, that's just how my life goes. So I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for getting excited about my stitching and my projects. Let's see. If you've lasted this long, why don't we post a golf emoji at the end, because I'm going to be going golfing. Here's my little collared shirt and my azaleas. These are my azaleas for the Masters. So yeah, post a little golf emoji. Got my little golf earrings on. Excited to go play. And I will see you next time. Just remember, be nice to yourself. Bye. Also, yes, so